He had the passwords to the most powerful people on Earth. He could have started a war with one tweet. Instead, he asked for Bitcoin. July 15, 2020, 4 p.m. Graham Clark sits in a Tampa apartment. Gaming laptop open, cheap headset on. 17 years old. High school dropout. No coding skills, no fancy tools. Just a phone and confidence. For 3 hours, he becomes the voice of gods. Elon Musk, 44 million followers. The man who moves markets with memes. His tweets have sent GameStop to the moon. His tweets have crashed Bitcoin. His tweets have triggered SEC investigations. One fake announcement from his account, Tesla bankrupt. Sell everything, and markets hemorrhage $50 billion before anyone blinks. Trading algorithms scan for keywords. They don't verify, they react. Pension funds evaporate. 401 kiloseconds crater. Margin calls cascade. Financial contagion spreads globally before human traders can intervene. Barack Obama, 120 million followers. Still the most trusted Democrat alive. His voice calms markets. His voice moves voters. His voice shapes reality for millions. One fake tweet. I have evidence this election is rigged. Take to the streets. And January 6th looks like a warm-up act. Cities burn. National Guard deploys. Constitutional crisis erupts 100 days before an election. Democracy itself enters freefall. Foreign adversaries watch and prepare. Bill Gates, 50 million followers, the voice of global health. His foundation has vaccinated hundreds of millions. His word on pandemic response carries scientific weight worldwide. One fake tweet, COVID vaccine is lethal. Do not take it, and the already fractured pandemic response shatters completely. Vaccination rates plummet, variants explode, hospitals overflow, death toll doubles. Trust in public health collapses for a generation. Joe Biden, the presidential candidate, weeks from the most consequential election in modern history. One fake tweet, I am dropping out. Kamala is unfit, and the Democratic campaign collapses overnight. Trump wins by default. American democracy's legitimacy evaporates. The peaceful transfer of power, the cornerstone of Republican government, becomes impossible. Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, Warren Buffett, Apple, Uber, Jeff Bezos, Michael Bloomberg, all compromised, all posting the same message. Send Bitcoin. We will double it. Classic scam, obvious to anyone paying attention. But in those first minutes, before Twitter kills the accounts, people send $118,000. Small money. The real payload was never the cash. It was the demonstration. A teenager proved he could own the voices that shape civilization. Graham Clark didn't hack code. He hacked humans. Social engineering, the oldest trick in the book. He called Twitter support, pretended to be IT, tricked an employee into resetting passwords. No firewalls breached, no encryption broken, just confidence and a phone call. Humans are the firewall, and humans break easy. He obtained access to Twitter's internal Slack channel. He researched employees. He knew names, internal terminology, current issues. He created scenarios that triggered helpful responses. An employee trying to solve a problem, trying to be efficient, trying to help, became the unwitting accomplice. The human layer support staff with privileged access became the attack vector. But what if he had ambition? What if he had understood what he held? Imagine coordinated tweets across all 4 accounts. Same minute, same message of chaos. Elon crashes markets. Obama declares election fraud. Biden drops out. Gates condemns vaccines. The system's designed to protect us. Verification, free press. Institutional trust would amplify the lies faster than truth could catch up. Algorithmic feeds would push the fake news to billions. Breaking news alerts would confirm the false reality. The 12 minutes before verification, 12 minutes of retweets and shares and automated trading would cause permanent damage. Markets have no pause button. Trading algorithms execute in milliseconds. A fake bankruptcy announcement triggers automatic sell orders. Circuit breakers halt trading, but the damage spreads to options markets, futures markets, overseas exchanges. By the time humans confirm the fraud, billions have moved. Lawsuits fly. Confidence shatters. The idea that markets are efficient, that information is reliable, that verification works, all destroyed. Political systems have no immunity. Democracy depends on shared reality. When the most trusted voices can be faked, when the verification systems fail, the entire edifice cracks. A fake call to violence doesn't need to convince everyone. It needs to convince enough. enough to march, enough to occupy, enough to make governance impossible. The January 6th insurrection required months of preparation and a specific speech. A single fake tweet from Obama could achieve similar results in minutes. International relations have no reset switch. A fake presidential threat against North Korea. I am launching nuclear weapons triggers immediate defensive preparations. North Korea's military protocols require rapid response. They cannot wait for verification. They afford to wait even less when the threat appears to come from the American president himself. Minutes matter. Escalation happens automatically. By the time anyone confirms the fraud, missiles may already be in the air. Graham Clark had this power for 3 hours. And he asked for pocket change. Why? Because he was 17? Because he wanted money for gaming skins? Because he didn't understand what he held? Because evil requires imagination and he only had greed? Because the scale of potential damage never occurred to him? Because he saw verified accounts as targets for theft, not weapons of mass destruction? But the next one won't be 17. The next one will understand. The next one will have ideology. The next one will want chaos. Twitter fixed nothing. They fired the employee. They added security. But social engineering still works. It worked on MGM resorts. It worked on Twilio. It worked on countless companies last year and this year. It works because humans are the firewall and humans are broken. Training helps briefly. Then people forget. Then new employees join. Then someone is busy, distracted, trying to be helpful, and the call comes. The Bitcoin scam was a warning shot. A 17-year-old with a phone proved that the most powerful communication tool in history is protected by minimum wage workers and password resets. The blue check mark, supposedly the mark of authenticity, means nothing when the underlying system is compromised. Verification doesn't verify who is typing. It only verifies who set up the account. Internal access overrides everything. Next time won't be Bitcoin. Next time will be worse. Next time will be, I am launching nuclear weapons, or the banks are collapsing. Withdraw everything, or the water supply is poised, or the election is canceled. The 12 minutes before confirmation, 12 minutes of algorithmic amplification, of breaking news alerts, of automated responses will cause damage that cannot be undone. The technical infrastructure remains vulnerable. Twitter has changed ownership, changed policies, changed verification systems, but the fundamental architecture hasn't changed. Internal tools exist. Humans operate them. Social engineering works on humans. The equation remains unchanged. Other platforms face identical risks. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok all have support staff, all have internal tools, all can be compromised. A coordinated attack across platforms would prevent cross-verification. If Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube all show the same fake message from the same world leader, the public has no external reference for truth. The economic implications extend far beyond immediate market crashes. Trust in digital platforms underpins modern commerce. E-commerce depends on verified identities. Banking depends on secure communications. Contracts depend on authentic signatures. If the most verified accounts can be faked, the foundation of digital trust crumbles. Every transaction becomes suspect. Every communication requires additional verification. Friction increases. Efficiency collapses. The political implications threaten democratic governance. Elections increasingly play out on social media. Campaigns announce policy, attack opponents, mobilize voters through these platforms. A fake concession on election night suppresses turnout. A fake call to violence disrupts polling. A fake health emergency changes voting procedures. The 2020 hack proved these platforms can be compromised. Future elections occur knowing this proof exists. National security agencies studied this incident extensively. Classified assessments describe worst-case scenarios. But classification doesn't fix vulnerabilities. It only hides them from public discussion. The gap between known risks and public awareness remains vast. Most people assume verification works. Most people assume platforms are secure. The teenager in Tampa proved otherwise. Graham Clark got 3 years in prison. The world got lucky. We won't get lucky twice. The punishment doesn't fit the crime because the crime wasn't fully committed. Clark didn't understand his weapon. The next attacker will. The next attacker will have resources, training, patience. They won't be greedy in traceable ways. They won't cooperate with others who can be caught. They won't stop at financial gain when political chaos offers larger returns. We built our public square on platforms we don't control, secured by measures we know fail, verified by systems we now know mean nothing. The blue checkmark is theater. The password reset is vulnerability. The teenager with a phone is proof. Every day, support staff at major platforms receive calls from people claiming to be locked out, needing help, in a hurry. Most are legitimate. Some are testing. Eventually, another will succeed. The only variables are when, what they want, and whether we survive the consequences. Comment below what you would have tweeted with that power. But remember, every word moves markets, shifts elections, maybe ends lives. We built civilization on blue checkmarks. A teenager proved they mean nothing. Next video. What if someone hacks the emergency broadcast system? Subscribe or miss the chaos.